You got Florida, you got Georgia, North Carolina. They all compete with South Carolina, but what makes South Carolina stand out, and how does life in a place like North Augusta compare to living in all those other states? Stay tuned to this video and let's find out. Hey, I'm Joe Seaman, born and raised right here in the CSRA, and I've helped thousands of families make moves across South Carolina and beyond. And when people ask why choose South Carolina over Florida or Georgia or North Carolina, I always tell them it's about the lifestyle, affordability, and community. So let's get into it and compare. So South Carolina versus Florida. Florida pros, they've got beaches, beautiful beaches, sunshine, huge retirement hubs. Some cons about Florida though, you've got lots of crowds, you got the threat of hurricanes and some pretty high homeowners insurance. The South Carolina edge, we do have beaches without overcrowding and they are beautiful. We have inland towns like North Augusta with affordable insurance and a much slower pace of life. So up next we have South Carolina versus Georgia. So some pros about Georgia, you have Atlanta jobs, lots of them, and you have the beautiful mountains in North Georgia. Some cons we might think about in Georgia is the Atlanta traffic and much higher property taxes. So South Carolina's edge, North Augusta gives you a suburban living with Augusta just across the bridge, no Atlanta headaches. Up next is South Carolina versus North Carolina. So we get this question all the time, what's the difference? So North Carolina pros, you've got beautiful mountains, Research Triangle, and the Asheville vibe. Some cons about North Carolina, higher cost in Charlotte and Raleigh, and a lot more congestion. The South Carolina edge, got lower taxes, more affordability, and a much slower lifestyle. So now let's compare South Carolina versus the Northeast. Some Northeast pros, you've got jobs, culture, and history. Some cons, I could not take the winters in the Northeast, and you've got some pretty high property taxes on average in the Northeast. South Carolina edge is lower taxes, much milder winters, and community-driven lifestyle. So now we're up to South Carolina versus the West Coast. The West Coast pros, you've got beautiful scenery, tech hubs, and trendy culture. Some cons of the West Coast could be the housing cost, high taxes, and tons of traffic. The South Carolina edge is affordable homes, much slower pace, and family first values. So next up on the list would be South Carolina versus Texas and Arizona. Texas and Arizona pros are jobs, sunshine, and affordability. So some Texas and Arizona cons. You've got extreme heat, the sprawl between cities, and tons of traffic. The South Carolina edge is green landscapes, 4 mild seasons, affordability without the desert lifestyle. So the South Carolina lifestyle advantage is affordability. Your dollar stretches a lot further here. Community, neighbors know your name and people wave as you drive down the street. Balance, you've got a work-life balance baked into our culture here in North Augusta. You've got easy access to the mountains, beaches, and major cities within just a few hours away. North Augusta in particular gives you suburban peace with city access, something you don't find elsewhere. So how does South Carolina compare to other states? Lower cost of living, friendlier taxes, a slower pace, and communities like North Augusta that make you feel right at home. So if you're considering a move, let's connect. My team and I would love to help you find the right fit right here in South Carolina. Like, subscribe, and drop your comparison questions below, and keep watching because we've got even more North Augusta videos coming your way.